Today we're decorating a few more spaces in my newly remodeled dining room using all the thrifted pieces I've been collecting. And we are also working on a big DIY project that I cannot wait to show you. I've got a couple spots I've been waiting to finish, so let's see if everything actually comes together today. So the first thing we're going to do is decorate a couple of spots. I want to start with this spot right here, back by the back door. And then I want to work on decorating this spot over here. So this big cabinet we have moved in. I've had this for a while. I'll insert some footage here of me working on this. It was actually like a really ugly brown old cabinet that we've had for years. It used to be our pantry, and all I did was just give it a quick little spray paint and distressed it a little. You can see there along the edges that I just took and sanded it a little bit just to kind of knock the edges off and give it that, old country look. Now this does have a giant hole in one of the doors, and I almost replaced these doors with some curtains, but I found something that I really like that kind of hangs over that and covers that up. I have a little furniture piece that I thrifted that I've also made over. I'm going to show you, it's going right there. But these are the two areas that we are going to work on first and getting them all decorated. So here's the items that we are going to use over by the back door. These are all thrifted. So this is just a little wooden shelf that I thrifted quite a while back. It's just been in my stash waiting for the perfect spot, and it's just this little brown wooden shelf. And then I have this, I think I actually got this at an antique store, and it is just this very simple little crusty tin. And the reason I put this up there is when I put it all together, you'll notice it looks like it's just enough. And I needed something really light because this little shelf is going by the back door, and that door kind of gets slammed quite a bit. Hello, Cinder. And so if something falls off of this shelf, I want it to be something that's really light and that won't necessarily break when it falls. And then the other piece, I'm excited about this. I told y'all in a Goodwill Bins thrifting trip video that I think I wanted to hang this on the wall, and that's exactly what I'm going to do with this. So all I did to be able to hang this on the wall is I put a little Velcro, the Command Velcro strip on there on the back, and then there's a piece hanging on the wall. So let's get this little area decorated. It's a very simple spot, but it's a very, very cute spot. This portion of the video is sponsored by Biologica, and what caught my attention is that it's a drinkable daily multivitamin designed specifically for women's hormonal stages. Have you ever realized that you are taking a whole handful of supplements every morning and wondering if they are actually helping? Well, that was me not too long ago. Instead of juggling several different bottles, you mix one sachet into water and it replaces the everyday supplement routine most of us already have. I've been using the Midlife Essentials, which is designed for women navigating perimenopause. I mix it in a glass of water in the morning, give it a quick stir with a straw, and it actually tastes really refreshing. What I like is that Biologica is not a one-size-fits-all. They actually make 3 formulas depending on where you are in life. I am taking the Midlife Essentials, but they also make primary essentials for women in their reproductive years and post-menopause essentials if you are in that stage. You are not sure which one fits you. They have an online hormonal stage quiz that can help you figure that out. You can click on the link or go to biologica.com to save over 20% per month when you subscribe. Here's the little Velcro command strip that's already on the wall. All right, there's that little spot. I just love the simplicity of that. I love the wood, the silver against that color on my wall. I love that right there. Now let me show you a few of the pieces that we're going to be using over against that big black cabinet. So I've thrifted this old radio years ago, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to put it on that little black table that's going over there, or that little, I call it like a little baby hutch that's going over there. This fits perfectly on that. And what I did is I took a few pieces out of the back of this because it did not work. And I'm going to put my Google Home in there. And then I'm going to put the back on here. The cord that goes to this will just run through this little hole right here. So it will look like this old radio is playing the music, when in reality, it is my Google Home. So that's a fun little tip for you there if you love old antiques and vintage things like I do, and you want to make it sound like it's working because it's one that's not working anymore like mine. Put you an Alexa or a Google Home or something like that in there. So we're going to use that. Again, I love the color of this wood up against that black. This is just a little, I don't know, metal star layering piece. I got it at the Goodwill bins a couple weeks ago, and I thought that I would add that and put it underneath this little plant, which this is also thrifted, and I just put another pothos in there. Somebody asked me the other day if pothos ivy plants were the only plants that I had in the comments, and I said, actually pretty much yes. I have a snake plant, but these are the only ones that I do not kill. So these are the ones that I purchase most of the time. This little towel I got at the Goodwill bins, and we have a spot for it. I love that it's blue, so I am trying to bring in blues in this room for my spring and summer especially, and then I am trying to incorporate it in the rest of my house as well, but I'm trying to really go good heavy with the blues in here if I can. I have a stack of thrifted plates, and then these cutting boards, I am moving them. So if you saw the previous video where I was doing some decorating in here, I had these over by a little side table, and I took some of y'all's advice and decided to pull these two out, and I'm going to put them over there. I had a couple of suggestions saying that I should hang them up on the brick wall, and I loved that, but I'm just not ready to start drilling in the brick yet to hang things up because I'm so indecisive and I changed things up so much. I decided that I would put them over here on the side of this, so you can kind of see them when you first walk in and they're not hidden. And I love the contrasting colors that I will have with this up against the black, and then I just love all of these other colors together as well over there. So I have a couple of little saucers over here that I absolutely love. I've already got some little plate hangers on them. So this little copper piece, it was hanging on my corner hutch in the front and in the middle, and I got a lot of comments because I did ask what everybody thought about this, and the majority of people said I would move it because it's taken away from everything else. So I had kind of thought that, but I wasn't really sure. So I think I am going to try to move this into a different spot. It does look good over there in my corner hutch without it. Like I'm good with it either way, but I could totally understand what people were saying. And because I am trying to distribute some copper pieces throughout, I thought, well, I'll just move this along with the cutting boards like they suggested and see how I like it. This little rabbit I got at Hobby Lobby last year. I just love the color of him. Yeah, see, he was a last year's Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they have him or not this year, but I really, really love him. And then I also took several people suggested moving the broom because they felt like it was out of place. And I thought, well, okay, let's try to move that broom over here as well and see how I like it. So here's the little baby hutch that we're going to be using. I purchased this, I don't even know, 6-7 months ago. It's been blue, now it's black. It kind of matches that cabinet. I could probably repaint this, but I'm not going to do that right now. I just want to get it in place and see how I like it. And I do love that this little piece has like extra little storage down here. Okay, I already have my cord plugged in back there. Like I say, I just kind of positioned this down in here so it's not flopping around. And I want to get the back piece on there. So this is where putting this through that hole is going to work, because if I would have tried to put it through here, then the back would not have laid down flat. So I'm just going to stick it through this hole, plug it into the Google Home, and I should be ready to go. So I'm going to give this Google Home just a minute to kind of get powered on. And before I put the back and everything on this, I just want to make sure. And if y'all are wondering why I did not get all of these things out of here, it's because I could not. I could not get them out without either hurting myself or the piece that I'm trying to use. So I just decided to get out the pieces that I could to have this fit in there, and I'll worry about that another time. So you can see that my Google Home is powered on, so I'm good to go now. So I'm just gonna get that, like I said, down in position there, and then this thing goes over this little hole. Okay, I wanna get these little saucers hung up here. I believe these are Currier and Ives plates. I thrifted these a long time ago, and I just love how they look up here. Okay, so there's those. Now I'm gonna hang the copper piece. I can get it straight. And then I want to hang the big cutting board. I already have a big screw in here, so I don't have to worry about this falling off because this cutting board is so heavy. I'm going to hang the little baby cutting board just over here beside it. This is where I'm going to put this, and then this little plant. And I'm also going to tuck this little rabbit over here just because he is so stinking adorable. I'm not sure if that's how I want the plant. Yeah, I think that'll do. And then right here is where I just want to put this little stack of plates. They fit. They fit perfectly in there. And again, I love the contrasting colors there. This is where I'm going to put the little blue handled broom. I love this old country looking broom, but I moved it over here instead of right by the hutch and the back door. So I think it feels like it's a little more appropriate over here. Kind of tucked in there, but you still see the blue. Okay, so here's this spot now. So I have another spot complete, and I really like how this looks. And I love that my Google Home can play music or tell me the weather or all sort of things here. If I'm about to set off everybody's Google and Alexa's, I'm sorry, but listen. Hey Google, play classical music.
Playing peaceful classical music, Bach, Mozart, Vivaldi, on YouTube.
Okay, so on top of this black cabinet, I also want to decorate because I want to display a couple things that I thrifted up there. And I just think it will kind of close up that, oops, sorry about my finger. It will kind of close up that space up there and it will look nice. So do not be afraid to decorate on top of your cabinets and freezers and refrigerators because that's what I do with all of mine, and it gives me somewhere else to put my decor. And I just love how it kind of fills in that space too. So y'all see that big freezer kind of tucked in back there? That's more of the laundry room area. And we're gonna get into this area here in just a minute. But I'm also going to be decorating that big freezer on top of it and all the things. But for now, I wanna go ahead and finish up this space. Before I start working on the top though, I wanna take this little tea towel here, or kitchen towel, that I got at Salvation Army. I think I got this during Thriftmas over on my channel. So it does have that hole in it. When I thrifted it, I knew that. It does have a little hole in it, but you're not even gonna see that. So I have washed this, and it has like another tiny little hole up here, but that's okay because it works perfect for me to be able to hang this little towel and cover that hole perfectly. And because this kind of comes into the laundry room area, I don't know, I just find it looks okay to have the little dish towel hanging up here for decor, for the colors that I like, and because, you know, we are in the dining room / going into the laundry room, so I feel like it's appropriate. So yeah, here's what it looks like from this side. Covers up that hole very nicely. Like I said, you don't even see it. Like I said, I almost put curtains up here, but there's hooks on the other side of this door that hold things for me that I need for different things. So I kind of like having the doors up there. So that's gonna work out perfectly for me now. So can you see we got the blue and the towel and the pot and the little plates up there. So there's my blue things happening right here. All right, so now let's work on the top of this cabinet. What I'm gonna be using on top of that cabinet is this, I guess it's a suitcase. Let's see what the tag says. I thrifted this, yeah, black suitcase. It was a half price deal at an antique store that was moving. So I got a great deal on this. All I'm gonna do is just kind of clean this up with some pledge. And because I desperately wanted to have these in my dining room, I think I'm going to stack, I have 4 of these that I've collected over time. So I think I'm gonna put 2 of these on one end and then 2 on the other. And you're gonna be able to see them so well from down here, like at the dining room table and stuff. I just think that these will fit so well in the dining room space as far as decor goes. I love these old antique crocks so much, but I wanna get this cleaned off, get this tag cut off, and put all this together up there. I've been holding on to this piece because I thought it might fit perfectly up there, and I hope it does. So we're about to find out. So like I just want to spray it with some pledge, shine it up a little bit, get all this dust, because it's probably been sitting in that antique store on a shelf for a very long time. Yeah, you can see it was pretty dusty. So let me get it cleaned up and then we'll put it in place. I think it's going to fit just perfect, y'all. And I have room to spare. I don't know if I want it all the way back. Let's just put it right there and then we'll decide. Okay, so now I want to get the bowls. Like I said, I have 4 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and put these 2 up there. Let's put, oh, they're barely going to fit, but they fit. Oh, that's going to look so good. The other 2 are going to fit right there. Let me go get those real quick. Okay, yeah, they definitely barely fit, but they're not rubbing my ceiling. So that's good. And I want them to, I just think that looks really good. The colors. Let me get down and look at it. Okay, but I think I need to push it all the way back. I definitely do not like where it's sitting kind of in the middle. When you're down on the bottom, it looks weird. So let me try to push it back. Like so, without touching and rubbing the wall. Okay, let me go look again. Yes, I love that much better. I just need to scoot the bowls back just a little bit. It just looks a little more balanced. Yes, okay. So there they are from looking at them up here. Definitely looks better from the floor than it does up here. So let me get y'all down there from that view. Can y'all see them up there? I really like that. Just kind of completed the look of this cabinet. 1000% in my opinion. Whoa, the lighting just get back up there. Love, love, love this area. So now that that is complete, we will work on the kitchen table. So I wanted to show y'all what I was going to be using on the kitchen table. You've probably already seen a couple little clips of it here and there, but I am going to take this Faltzgraff table runner that I thrifted, golly, I don't even know, a while back. It's so beautiful. It doesn't fit my table perfectly. I mean, like it barely hangs off the ends, but I'm going to use it anyway because I love it that much. And it matches that little picture that I got at the antique store during what do we call it? Thriftuary. I'm going to try to just get this as centered as I can. It could probably use a good iron. Big buffet table that I own that this was on. That is something that I wish would have fit in here, but it just did not work out to where it would fit in here. I'll take this very large thrifted silver platter. Still has the tag on the back. Yes, it's been cleaned, but sometimes I leave the tags on like that. If it's not something we eat or drink out of. I think I used a coupon on this too. So I just want to put this here in the center, and it's gonna kind of help me create my little vignette. I'm just going to turn it like that so y'all can see what I'm putting on there. So I'm going to take this pothos ivy plant, again another pothos, and put it on here. It's in a thrifted little basket. That was pretty inexpensive. And then I do want to keep these on here, these little brass coasters. I love these, and these work really good for people to put their drinks on. As you can see, my antique table here, it's all wood and I have not sealed it like I should have. So sometimes people will use these as a coaster for their drinks. A lot of people just put it here on this runner, but these are here just in case somebody wants to put it, you know, on the table. And then this little salt and pepper shaker I got for my birthday from my daughter Kelsey. It's so cute. She got these at Target. I think they're either the Threshold or the Hearth and Hand. I'm not really sure, but I thought that these were so pretty. They got that copper look and the brass. And so I'm going to just put these over here. And I'm going to put the word salt and pepper shaken out so that people sitting over there eating will see that that's what those are. And then last but not least, for this little vignette, I'm just going to put a gorgeous Wexford glass little lantern. Just pretend like we're at Cracker Barrel. Now I'm just going to put it into position. This is how it looks, just here in the middle of the table. Super cute. I might change the plant out if that one starts getting just too big, but I really like it for now. I don't know if I should put the plant over there and the lantern over here. I don't know. We're just going to leave it like that for now, but every one of these pieces except for the salt and pepper shaker and the plant itself is all thrifted. So another spot here styled with all thrifted pieces pretty much. So this little cabinet over here, I already have it styled. I'm just going to kind of walk y'all through it really quickly and just show y'all what I've did. So this little cabinet, the cabinet itself, used to be in my guest bedroom. I fell in love with it because it has these little copper pieces here with the little boy and the little girl. Fell in love with it. I've had it back there for a very long time, but hardly anybody ever gets to see it. So when this room got finished, I brought it in here. It was one of the last things that I brought in here because I wanted it to just work so badly in here. And it does. It's really not that wide. It doesn't stick out very far. So over here was kind of like the perfect spot to sit this because it's out of the way. People can still fit through here, get around, all the things. And all I did was just take some thrifted pieces with a few retail pieces. Like this is some blackberry stems. I got these during the fall, but here in the South and where I live in particular, the blackberries come out here pretty soon and we'll be able to pick them. And this definitely reminds me of my childhood, going blackberry picking with my mama in the summer. So I just brought these out. I thought they really kind of matched everything going on in here. And then just a lot of thrifted pieces here. This, and this. And the cabinet itself, I think I mentioned that, but if I didn't. This I got at Hobby Lobby years and years and years ago. This is not my favorite lamp. I will be replacing this as soon as I can find something that I like a lot better. And in this cabinet, it has these two shelves here, and here, that when this is closed, you can't see all of that. So it's a good place to kind of store some stuff. I'm going to open the cabinet just so there's not a glare. But I have just a large plate here, copper little tea kettle, a couple more of those little saucers back there. I have some butter pats in here. This is the stack that has a lot of the blue in them. I love those because I am, again, trying to bring lots of blues in here. I wanted those to be in here. I've been trying to find a place for this for so long. I got this at Goodwill years ago. Sorry, it's kind of dark down here. So when I got this dining room finished, I said, I am finding a place for my little hen on the nest, recipe card holder here. And I love it, so you can see it through the window. And then I just got this recently at the Goodwill bins, and even though it's plastic, I just kept it folded up and I have it laying here so it kind of brings out some of the blue and the white. And then this thing here, I need to pull it out and clean it. I have not done that yet. It still has the price tag on it, but I was trying to see how it looked down here and I was going to see what y'all thought. This is an old antique bread box. It was kind of messed up and broke, so I did fix it. So this can actually act as storage for us. I really do like that. There that is down there. Just ignore it with the price tag on it. When we do the final tour of all of this, I'll have the price tag and everything off, and hopefully I won't be moving anything else around, but you never know. So here's just what this looks like, and then with the cabinet closed, this is what you see. So up there, because of those little panels, you don't see what's behind there. I think I'm going to bring my other tablecloths that I use on this actual table and put them in there. So they'll be handy when we need them. I can just grab them. I got that one in there for now. And you really can't tell that it's plastic until you get like you know, filling it. So I just really like the way that blue and white kind of sticks out there. I'm not loving this. I feel like the colors, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to get the price tag off and wash it, and maybe I'll feel a little better about it. But yeah, that's what I did over here. I'll try to kind of give y'all a better standing up, backed up kind of view there. So many people wanted to know why we did not frame this out, why we did not frame it out and make that a completely separate laundry room and all the things. So when we first started this project, we were just initially going to do paneling and just a couple of inexpensive windows, just to kind of get rid of all the row of windows that was in here because it was really just unsafe. We really did not have plans to just go all out and turn this into a dining room and a designated laundry room and all the things until we were probably about about a fourth of the way through. And then we were like, look, we might as well just go ahead and do this and do this and do this. Y'all know how it goes. Sometimes things just kind of escalate. And we did consider it, but at first we were having air conditioner concerns. So just long story short, we were going to have to buy, we thought we were going to have to buy a mini split, which is like one of those big air conditioners you just kind of put up on the wall. It's kind of like a window unit, but it's not. You hang it on your wall and it has its own connections and all the things outside too. But I won't get into all that. Long story short is that we thought we were going to have to heat and cool this room with a mini split. So framing this off and having a door on it was not going to work. Like we would, in order to heat and cool the whole thing, we needed it to all be open, okay? So then by the time we got an air conditioner guy over here, which happens to be my nephew next door, they were finished doing the framing work and already moving on to some other stuff. So at that point, that's when we decided we were going to go ahead, and he got up in the attic and looked and said all the things that we could go ahead and have air ducts ran, and so we could have air vents and all in the ceiling. So it just happened so fast that by the time we did decide that we were going to just go ahead and run the heat and the air in here like we did and not do the mini split, they were already completely finished and moving on with a lot of other things. Now, would he have framed it out if I asked him to? Yes, he's a fantastic contractor. And if I would have said, you know, I changed my mind, I think I want you to go ahead and frame that out and all of the things. But I honestly, at that point, just kept thinking, I just don't know if I really want it framed out because I want it to feel more open and airy. And I will be in and out of this room, you know, quite a bit anyway. And I come from a family where the washer and the dryer, my dad literally has his washer and dryer in his kitchen. And he had a whole home remodel done and he built it to be that way. I remember my very first house. No, I take that back. Our second little house, I had the washer and dryer in my kitchen. That's just not something that really bothers me. Now, did I want to sit and look at my laundry while I was eating? Did I necessarily want my laundry in my kitchen nowadays? No, I don't. That's just a personal preference. I don't. That's why I decided that what we would do instead is I would utilize all of these thrifted shutter doors and I would make a divider wall out of them, or we would make a divider wall out of them. So I'm going to put some footage up of, I painted these, and then my husband took, and he's the one that hinged them all because he knew like which way they all needed to go. And then I'll show y'all here in a minute, we put brackets on the bottom to keep it, you see how I can kind of push it? So if you just run into this thing, it is going to fall over because we have not secured it to the wall yet, but we are going to. So it is perfectly stable like it is. Like I'm pushing on it right now. It's not going anywhere. But I mean, if you were to fall over into it, it's probably going to fall over too until we can connect it to the wall. But what I was saying is the reason we have not done that yet is because we wanted to make sure that we wanted the divider wall to be starting like on this end, because I'll show y'all, if you go all the way down, you can see I did not have enough shutter doors, so it kind of stops right here. Okay, so I had to turn y'all around so y'all could see what I'm talking about. So yes, it does it like it goes all the way down, And we don't have it stretched out all the way either. If we were to have it stretched out all the way, it would almost fit. But again, I'm in and out of here all the time. So I would have probably had a door to this thing propped open more than I had it closed. That's just a fact. Like we are just, and this is also like the utility area, I guess, where like our broom, our mop, our vacuum, all the things are. So this kind of acts as a wall as well. So if you back up here, you can see there is like this little spot here that is kind of our walkway. Now I usually even keep this open more like this. So I usually keep it like that. That gives me enough room to walk through there, get to the laundry, do all the things that I need to do. And when you're back here, it does not look bad at all. It looks like this was just all meant to be like this. Okay, so what I am doing now is I have gathered all of these shutters. This one I have to do a little repair work on to make it tall again. These are shutters that have just been all over my house. I thrifted these just throughout the years. This set here, I've already spray painted one side of this black, but since I want it all to match and be fresh, I'm gonna give everything a fresh coat of paint. This used to be a big headboard in one of my girls' rooms. I've already taken the hinges off of this. I've got to remove the little hangy things real quick. Okay, so I wanted to show y'all too that this pair here that was obviously like a closet door or something at one point because they were together, these are wider than the rest of these I have. They're all the same height, you know, lengthwise, but, and when I put that other one back together, it will be too. I'm going to wood glue that and then put some brackets on that to secure it. But what I'm doing is to make this, you know, look as good as I can and even as I can, is I'm going to take one of these, that's going to be an end piece, and then I'm going to take this other one that's the same size as that and make it another end piece, and then I'll have these three, they're going to go in the middle. So, you know, it kind of looks like it was made that way intentionally. So anyway, let me get these brushed off and start spray painting them. And I'm just going to do the black because I love the primitive look of that, and it will go with all my decor I'm going to put out there and everything. And what else was I going to tell y'all? Oh, and I'm painting them, like I said, the flat back, and I'm going to distress them. So I'm going to do like a really hard distress, just like I do a lot of my stuff. It's nothing new for y'all on what I'm doing, but I thought, as far as painting goes, but I thought y'all might be interested to see the process on how these go from all of these different size shutters to a room divider. And just so you know, we priced these at Home Depot last night. I think a set of shutters like this, like a 2-pack, is over $100. Over $100. And I've accumulated these through thrifting and getting them for like I think I paid $20 for this whole set here, next to nothing for all of these other ones. So I actually have more, but they're cut too much and too butchered up to really fix. And my chickens, oh no. Okay, I think there's a hawk out here. I'm gonna have to go look because they all just went to flying. I think that was a hawk trying to get one of them. So anyway, let me get busy with this because they're gonna act up now. Okay, I've got one side painted on everything. I just touched that one up. That's why it still looks a little wet right there. Got one side done. Now I need to flip them and do the other side. And this is the only way, in my opinion, to paint these kind of doors, because with all these little bitty cracks, oh my goodness, it's just so much easier with spray paint. But one side done. Oh, y'all heard my knees pop? Yeah, he's adding hinges. We had to make a Lowe's trip and go back and get some bigger hinges so we can have all of the doors connected. So these are already connected. He's slowly, he's slowly like connecting them all so they'll all be connected. Just one at a time here. Oh yeah, so you got those. Oh. Yeah, you got to be kind of strategic about it so your slats are all going the same way and all those good things. So now he's got those two connected, and then he'll connect those two to those two, that to that, and that to that. So we'll show y'all what it looks like when we get them all together and when we get ready to put the little, what are they called? Braces on the bottom? Brackets? Braces. Okay. Want to kind of dress up that freezer area because when you do kind of walk through here, you do kind of see that. So you see what I'm saying? So it just looks like the freezer just looks lonely. Like we've got all this cute decor going on, and then the freezer it just looks sad because it's back there by itself. And so I want to decorate it a little bit. Did y'all really think I was just going to leave well enough alone? No. So let's see what I want to do to kind of jazz up this freezer real quick. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this wreath that I thrifted. I've just got like a bread tie tied onto the back of it. And on the front, I just have one of these little hooks that I get off Amazon. They are magnet hooks. And I'm just going to hook this onto that magnet hook. And I instantly have some kind of decor on that. But wait, we have more. I want to take this little basket, also thrifted. Those florals are from Hobby Lobby though. So I'm just going to, I have another one of those magnet hooks. This one's white. I got white for this side because I wanted it to match the freezer because you're going to see the hook. And if it's white, you really don't see it that much. Okay, I had to scoot that down just a little bit. I felt like it was a little too high. So now let's work on what we're going to put up at the top. So here's a few of the pieces that I want to use up there. So I thrifted this at the same time I did that black one that we put on top of the big black cabinet and put the bowls on top of. So this one I want to put on top of the freezer. I love the blue color. And then I've had this for years. It's this brass chicken carrier thing. So you can raise this up and it's got handles to gather eggs, or you can put them down, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna put them down till I can figure out if this is gonna be too tall up there. So I have another pothos. And then I got this basket not too long ago at the Goodwill bins. And then this I got during Thriftmas at a little antique store. And it is just this piece here, but I'm gonna use it like as a riser. So I'm going to put this down first, then I'm going to put that on top of it on one side, and then I think I'm going to put that, and then I'll put the plant on the other side. So lights have a very bad yellow tone to them. We're going to have to, the ones in my kitchen are not like that, so I don't know if my husband just got the wrong ones or what, but that kind of drives me crazy that it's got like this yellow tint to it. Let me get over here, it helps a little bit. So here's what the top of the freezer looks like before without anything on it. So let's give it just a little bit of life and add some decor. Okay, I think the last little thing that I want to do over here just to kind of complete that space is, so I thrifted this piece here, I don't even know when, and I think I got this at the Goodwill bins last year at one in Houston, and I was like, what am I going to do with that? It don't even really work. But I think I fixed it. And what I'm going to do with this thing is, while we're not using it, because we do hang like things on this to dry, is I'm going to slide it in between the dryer and that freezer, because there is like a space that's like this big. I think that this piece is going to work good. And what it is just this old wooden drying rack. So that's what it looks like. There it kind of is up close. Slide this right here. because it looks beautiful. And then when I need to use it, I can just pull it out. So that's how that looks there. So doesn't the top of that freezer look so much better with just a little decor on it? And then look at the little drying rack. That little bit of brown peeking through. It's definitely a functional piece and a decor piece all in one. I love it. So here's some of the pieces that we worked on today. I am loving how this is all coming together so far. I did not close the little end shutter door over there because I wanted y'all to be able to see the decor on the freezer. Hopefully you can see that. It made a difference adding those few things, I think. Here it is, a little more up close. It looks so good. Okay, so that is all that we are going to work on today here in the newly remodeled room. We've pretty much got all of the areas decorated so far. So I am super excited for Thursday's video because hopefully I will have my curtains up on all the windows that I want them on, and I will have like the little ramp painted that we had made for Elizabeth because it's just raw wood right now, so it's kind of standing out like a sore thumb. There's a couple little issues going on with the laundry room shelves, so we may have to talk about that on Thursday. I don't know what's going to happen there. We're running into some issues with not having studs that I didn't know we were going to have issues with, so we're having to regroup there. That's why I can't show you like the total room and everything, because over here in the laundry room is still kind of a work in progress. But hopefully on Thursday we will have it all complete, and I will be able to give you like a run through of from corner to corner and answer some of your questions, like all the piping that was run down the wall, like what did we do with that, and all the things. So, but I hope today answered some of your questions, like with the wall and what we did with that. I actually really love that. That's another thing we need to do. We need to secure that so that it will not wobble and all the things. So did I ever show y'all the feet on that? I'll turn the camera around and show y'all the feet on that here in just a minute, just in case I didn't. Here's the little things we have on the bottoms of these. And this one does just move in and out. Like we have felt on the bottom, so it slides pretty easy. But we kind of have these all up and down, these little brackets. So you can see we have one there. We have one there, and then there's one down there as well. I feel like we need to put bigger ones on the very end though, and then secure it up top there to that wall, that white, or to the brick one, just to make sure, you know, that somebody doesn't come through here and have this thing fall on them. It's worked fine for us so far. Really, nobody else has any other reason. Like the kids really don't have any reason to be in and out of here, the little ones, unless they're playing like hide and seek or something. That's what I worry about. So I think that is why we are going to secure this to the wall, just to make sure nobody gets hurt. But again, we just wanted to make sure we knew exactly where we wanted it. Oh, and we also have hardware to put on these so that I can like pick up on it and pull it to open the door a little bit, and all the things. So we've got like some really pretty decorative little knobs to put here. We got them at Hobby Lobby, so we need to add that. So yeah, that's the little bracket things down there on the bottom that we put just to kind of hold this thing up. So there's some, like I said, on this side, and then there's some on the other side. Yeah, thank y'all for hanging out with me today, seeing some of my DIY projects. I love the little radio hack. I think that is a fun one. Everybody loves that so far that comes over here, and I'll like have music playing, and they're like, where's that coming from? Is it coming from that radio? And I'm like, yeah, it is. But then I have to tell them it's my Google Home in there. But anyway, it's just the most fun little thing that I've did in here so far, I think. But I am absolutely loving it. I just sit in here all the time, and I am just amazed and so thankful for everything that we have been able to accomplish in here so far. And we just don't get in a hurry. In case y'all can't tell, we are not that YouTube channel that has one video where everything is start to finish. Well, I might try to have that from start to finish, like put one together like a compilation video or something, and just move it kind of fast. I think I just had my head cut off for half of that. Anyway, just in case somebody comes along, you know, and wants to watch it and see it, like, I don't know, I'll have to figure all that out later. Look, we're just trying to get through today. Anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. We love y'all, and I'll see you back here on Thursday with a brand new video.